Being a teenager in today's world is probably the craziest time.
Society just has so much pressure on you, just saying, you know, you're the next generation, what are you gonna do?
I've moved a lot and I tend not to make friends.
More teenagers now than ever are facing depression and, like me, facing suicidal thoughts.
It's powerful what's happening to teenagers. You know, those of us guys who've been around for a while wouldn't want to be teenagers again. I think it's an absolute revolution in terms of what teenagers are exposed to, maybe even the human mind or the human experience as a whole.
That is such a vulnerable age, and your junior high, high school era has such an impact on how you feel about yourself later on.
There's a lot of judging going on in high school, and so you feel like there's expectations that you have to live up to or those kinds of things, and you also worry about your family and you don't want to disappoint them, and you're also worried about staying true to yourself, so it's just really, really hard. And there's a lot of different things going on at once, so balancing everything just seems impossible.
It's really hard for a teen to analyze what they need and what they don't need. But what every person needs is that helping hand, the shoulder to lean on. And what teens don't do is they don't come out and say they need it. What parents need to do and what other people, adults need to do is ask them, you know, hey, are you okay?
It's important for them to understand that they are not alone and that there are ways of coping with whatever they're dealing with.
I was like a ticking bomb. Personally, I was a ticking bomb. I had this little clock going off on me, and there was just a time where I burst and everything just came out. And that's exactly what happens to every other teenager. They're a ticking bomb, and you know they're gonna go off at some point, and they need that help.
It's harder today to get over a relationship because of the technology and Facebook and seeing this, like the status of the ex-person or whatever, and I'm like, that is so true, because I know it was so hard with my boyfriend that, like, oh my gosh, I recently just got over him and it's been a year.
We have all the different ways of communicating so quickly that in an instant a teen's life can change because somebody decided that they didn't like what the other person was wearing or a comment that they made that day.
I just think that it'd be nice to go back to a phone-free world where you didn't have all those crazy text messages going out and all those crazy things being said about you over Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff. So I think that also is a really big down for teens.
Why we do something like a Wilderness Challenge program is because we really want kids to have a different kind of experience. We want them to know themselves in a different way.
On the trip, I met just tons of cool kids that I thought were a little bit like me and easy to talk to, and it was a good experience for me. And I made friends there. I finally made connections as to where at my school I really didn't know a whole lot of people and didn't hang out with a lot of other kids my age.
When I went on the first trip, I was very shy and I didn't really want to like open up or speak to anybody but my friend, because I've moved a lot and I tend not to make friends. So this trip really made me realize that I could.
We were all from different backgrounds, and I felt like I could just be open and talk with these kids. They didn't have to worry about really offending anybody or trying to fit in too much. I was who I was. That's what was so great about it.
I'm so much happier than what I was because I came here. I have somebody to talk to. If I need help, you know, when I'm not at an appointment, I can always call and try and get Michelle, you know, on her breaks or whatever. And it's just changed everything that I look at things. I used to freak out, and now that I don't.
The 4 girls that went, we had a blast. We figured out a lot about each other, and we're still good friends. I still talk to all of them online when I can and see them when I can.
Be true to yourself and don't conform to like anyone else wants you to, because I've seen what drugs and alcohol can do. I've seen what it can do to my friends, and you know, don't feel bad if you have depression or like you have these self-hurting thoughts, I mean, it's more common than you would think. But definitely go get help. If you need help, get it.
When they need help, they need help. Sometimes the needs are really immediate, and you want to be responsive to them when they're happening while it has relevance, and I think that's what we're trying to accomplish here.